Welcome to Window Shop with Car and Driver. This is the show where we shop for cars online based on a challenge. This week's challenge is to find an unexpected manual transmission. That is a car that you wouldn't expect to have a manual transmission. And we're doing this because, recently we learned that Honda is discontinuing the manual transmission in the Accord. And that was always an unexpected manual transmission car. So this week we are joined by Casey Colwell, who is down at VIR, Virginia International Raceway, for Lightning Lap. Right, Casey? Are you frozen? And Joey Caparella. I think is
internet
frozen
down there.
Frozen. And Drew Dorian's joining us again after a few weeks, and Jonathan Ramsey's back. Jonathan, do you want to take it away? Show us what you found for an unexpected manual. Oh, I forgot to mention the budget was $10,000 too. It's a $10,000 budget.
So I'm not sure how unusual this is, but we have, I think you have it out. A 1995 Land Rover Discovery. So this was, I figure it's either a hunting vehicle or it's perfect to take the Sebring infield, which gets absolutely crazy during the race. So it's not, oh man.
You were worried this wasn't unusual enough?
I feel like the manual is the least unusual thing about it.
I figured most of these came with the what was it, a 4-speed automatic?
Yeah.
But the 5-speed manual was actually the standard transmission. And I love you got a spreader. I don't know what you're trying to attract with a spreader on the back of a hunting vehicle.
Yeah, they're
You can do so much. You can do so much with this thing.
They're baiting.
But if you need to get the Lions closer to your position.
Yeah, my sister actually owned a manual transmission first gen Discovery, or first, US gen Discovery, and the transmissions are made out of glass.
Well, yeah, I mean,
they're not long lasting. But
what part of Discovery was long lasting?
Look at the size of that brake pedal. How much is this?
It is $7,500.
That's a steal.
How do they explain the listing? Jonathan, what does it say in the listing? How do they explain this thing?
So it was, I guess, used at a hunting ranch. The ranch in this, South Texas Outfitters, something like that.
Not registered for highway use, so it's not really street legal.
I can't imagine.
Believe it
you
or
don't want
not,
to ride in the back seat on the highway.
You'd have no problem. You'd have no problem registering that in Michigan, though.
That's not famous.
So? I mean, I bet there are a lot of places. The further south you go, the easier it would be to get this on the road legally. But I mean,
it's like a poaching truck. It's just set up for poaching.
Yeah, or hunting feral hogs. I'm surprised there's not like a bipod on the top of it. It kind of reminds me of the Pope Mobile. It just misses it.
the trashy Pope movie.
you put a glass canopy right there, and it would be a great homecoming vehicle for the.
It would be. The Pope Mobile idea is interesting. If the Pope ever visits the southern states, he might enjoy that.
I would love to see that.
And he brings his over-under.
What would they spread behind the Pope, though?
Holy water.
Yeah.
And roses. What else would you spread behind the Pope? So yeah. I mean, the engine.
I love it. That's awesome. That's a find.
Were there no poaching? You let me know.
Jonathan, were there no normal Discovery manuals? Just this hunting vehicle?
This was the only one I could find.
I remember hearing a story from when I used to work at Automobile. They had a long-term Discovery manual in the 90s, and someone was saying that their friend wanted to buy one, but they couldn't find any actual manual ones for sale. So they bought the press car that Automobile had abused, and it was like a total disaster.
Discovery was a total disaster.
What a shocker.
I went looking for a manual disco as well, and I couldn't find one. I did find this one, but I wasn't about to present it.
He has standards.
That's what I'm here for, Casey.
Although,
You know,
like the more I look at it, I'm like I know people that have property in northern Michigan that would love this thing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Casey, I wonder if you could put your daughter's car seat on one of those.
Oh God.
I mean, come on. I would go to Wendy's in this. I would go everywhere in this truck. I would call the two friends I have and say, let's go. Yeah, we're gonna have a great time. So yeah, this is my
All
find.
Thank you, Jonathan. Let's see if who's up next. Joey Caparella is up next. Let's see if Joey found some. I'm guessing you found something a bit more normal than that.
I mean, normal is a relative term, right?
I guess all of these cars are kind of abnormal, right? Oh my.
Ooh.
Oops, where'd it go?
Oh, you went to
Oh, this is a Lexus LS. I'm sorry, I misspoke. A Lincoln LS. I actually was seeing on Wikipedia that there was a trademark copyright dispute at the time where Lincoln wanted to call it the LS, but Lexus thought it was too similar, as I just proved. And then Ford shot back and said, because Toyota was going to call the Tundra the T150, and they thought it was too similar to F150. So they had a little stalemate and eventually settled on calling it the Tundra. And then I think for some reason, on a technicality, they got away with calling it the LS V6 and the LS V8 rather. So
So
Yeah,
which
there
one
was-
is this? This is the V6?
this is the V6. You could not get the manual with the V8, but there it is.
I didn't know you could get a manual in this at all.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the goal.
So
today.
yeah, I fulfilled the purpose.
Yeah.
This one also looks to me, I'm pretty sure that this is what's called the LSE package, this like body kit, which was a factory option. From what I found, it was exceedingly rare. So I would like to think that a manual LS is rare, and then a manual LS with the LSE package is even more rare.
Yeah, they didn't make these for very long either, which
No, because when they facelifted it, they got rid of the manual.
right.
Yeah, it was a Getrag manual, and I found a comparison test where the LS got 7 of 7. But it was kind of, against 3 Series A4. That's pretty unfair.
Was that a manual one?
This was
Oh,
a manual.
Very cool.
And the first thing we said about it is that the Getrag 5-speed gearbox is quite good and sensational. So I was shocked to find that.
Wasn't the Jaguar S-Type, didn't that also come with a manual since they shared?
I don't know if the S-Type did. In this comparison test, it was the X-Type. But yeah, the S-Type and the LS were really similar.
Yeah, they were on the same platform.
But yeah, this test, it was not quick at all. Let me see if I can.
How quick was it?
0 to 60 for the Lincoln LS in 7.9 seconds. So it was the slowest in the test by a pretty wide margin.
Oh yeah, it was well above average.
The BMW, which won, was 6.4. That's an E46 330i. It's kind of in a different league than a Lincoln LS.
that explains.
Say the least.
That explains.
But I found one, and it doesn't look like it's in the best of shape, but it's not
The
bad.
body kit makes it look very Mitsubishi-ish.
I was actually just going to say this looks like the American version of a Diamante.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see it. I can see
No,
it.
but the overseas, the Diamante VR4 had like the same type of
Oh yeah.
body kit.
This one's got aftermarket wheels too. It looks like.
Contour SVT, kind of.
What about it?
It had like a similar body kit on the side.
Oh, the body kit, yeah.
Yeah. with
But
the
yeah, I
rocket
just think,
wings.
as Lincolns go, this is like the only one that has a manual at all, and like you can't envision another manual Lincoln in the future. So like
There was a
other than
Lincoln
like
Mark 7 I almost presented. So
But that was a swap. I saw that.
was it?
yeah, it doesn't count if it's not factory.
I think the last Lincoln manual was the 1951.
Nobody told Jonathan that.
Yeah, I guess there was nothing factory about that. Fair enough. But yeah, I think I'd like to drive one of these, see what it's like.
I
Yeah,
will point out.
there'll probably never ever be another Lincoln manual either.
No, and like even before this, the only one was like the last one was the 50s. So
Right.
throughout the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, this was kind of such an anomaly.
Yeah, this is them trying to go after BMW and finishing 7th in a comparison.
Yeah.
It didn't go well.
Well, this was right after CTS had come out, and
Yeah, the CTS was in here too, and we liked it a little better than the Lincoln. I think it was more successful at that whole sports sedan thing.
That's
Also
such
the
a
manual.
terrible interior.
damn, look at that interior.
It's not great. Honestly, the Lincoln's is better.
Yeah. Go back to the interior
I
photos.
like those cars. Anyway,
I want to point out that there are at least 4 different scented air fresheners on the rear view mirror. So
let's event one.
whoever buys this, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
and that one there.
Yeah, I see it.
That steering wheel, the airbag steering wheel, looks like the sad face emoji.
It's like it looks like it melted.
All right, thank you, Drew. Thank you, Joey. That was a good find. Not a lot of those left. Mr. Colwell, who's at on top of the pits at VIR. What have you brought us?
I have brought you. Hold on. It's everyone's first time, right? What do I share? There we go. I have brought you a Mazda 5.
Interesting.
Yeah, these are great little vans that I think the story goes that Mazda didn't spend like a single penny on marketing for these, and
Yeah, it's like a real minivan. It's smaller, much smaller than a regular minivan.
It's actually mini, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
I like the second gen because it had that smiley face.
Yeah, that's
What's
this one, isn't it?
Body side.
Yeah, that's this one.
Yeah.
They didn't spend any money marketing the entire their lineup, the Mazda 5 line, or just the manual transmission? Oh, lost your audio, Casey.
You're muted.
Oh, you're muted, Casey. That's all.
muted this whole time.
No. You
You
just
somehow muted yourself there,
Oh,
but we can hear you.
it's like, now wonder why nobody was responding to me.
Yeah, the automatic. Casey,
No, yeah, I think it was something that Barry Barnes said years ago, was that they just spent nothing on marketing for the car.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a quiet success because they didn't spend a lot on it, so they didn't have to sell a ton of them for it to be successful. And the manual did not survive into the second generation.
This is the second generation.
Isn't this the second gen, Casey? Isn't this the refresh?
Yeah, no, this is the second generation.
I thought it was.
It definitely is.
second gen. Wait, second gen or refresh?
No, this is the second gen.
Yeah, it has this
It's got a manual.
side.
It's
Yeah.
got that swoopy thing on the side.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, so it is. So I guess it did survive. I know they canned it. I know they killed the manual at some point.
I think it was just like the final model year or something.
Yeah.
Casey, do you remember the automatics were catching fire because people would leave them in third gear on the highway? Like the shifter went down past drive and people would accidentally drive them in, I think, third gear or second gear. And then they drive them on the freeway for a while and then it would cause a fire.
I do not remember that.
You don't
That's why you
remember?
got to get a manual.
That's why you
Oh,
had to get the manual. Exactly, Joey.
But anyway,
That's
but
really
yeah, it's
nice.
a
I like how
little
new it
minivan.
is. Too.
It'd be, yeah, and it's also, I mean, it's $8,700 and
Oh, wait, hold on.
75,000 miles.
Casey's under budget? Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah, that's a good buy.
Yeah.
No, it is, and they weren't super fast. Like this is when we tested actually 2012. They were only 20 grand new, but so 0 to 60 in 8.3.
It's almost as quick as the Lincoln.
I would much prefer the Mazda, honestly.
But
They're really nice to drive. They just drive like a big Mazda 3, but I mean, they're not even really that big.
And it's on that
No, they're
platform,
not.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's on the Mazda.
yeah, no,
platform.
yeah, we tried to build a Mazda Speed 5, and I mean we did build it, but
Yeah, we had a
it
project
was,
car.
yeah.
So well, how much horsepower did the Mazda Speed 3 have? Like 263 or something? 260?
Yeah.
Something like, yeah, it was something like that. And then we had a Cobb tune on it, and I think it was making just about 300 horsepower, and then it decided to throw a piece of metal through the.
Somebody who no longer works here blew it up, right?
Yeah.
Were they driving it in third?
No, the story I got is that it was a neutral rev at a car show in a parking lot, and that always irked me because I don't know how that happens with no load. But anyway.
All right, thanks, Casey.
They're cool little cars.
That's
I recommend them.
I would look in the window of that car and not expect to see a manual, and I'd be delighted and surprised. So that fits the bill. All right, Mr. Dorian, you are next.
Okay, so I have something that I feel is a bit topical since the GMC Hummer EV just got launched this week. I have this old Hummer H3.
Nice.
And I did not know that they offered a manual in this, although, I mean, it makes sense, I guess it is an off-roader, but these were based on, I think, the Chevy Colorado platform of that era. And I don't know, it just seems like something that, like, why would somebody buy a manual, little SUV like this? But
well, the same reason you get a Wrangler.
But were these really that good off-road, like
Oh
Wranglers?
yeah, these are spectacular.
I just thought it was like a styling exercise.
They were so much nicer inside than Wranglers that I could see someone buying one over a Wrangler anytime.
Yeah, I agree. We had one of these on a comparison test that was a manual, and all of the H3s, all of the earlier H3s were the inline 5, but you could get a V8 later, I think, right? Couldn't you get wasn't there a H3 Alpha?
Yeah.
With the manual, it could not hold highway speeds in 5th gear.
Yeah, this is the inline 5 too, so maybe not a great thing.
Tall.
What's that?
Oh, the shifter.
It's very tall.
Yeah, you can't zoom in, can you? Oh yeah, it just goes to that. How much do they want for this Hummer?
Only $8,900.
How many miles?
103, I think. Let me look. 102, 103.
That's not bad.
It looks like it's in pretty good shape.
I have a personal issue with these, but that's only because somebody I knew had one, and I hated the way that she talked about it. It just bugged me.
How did she talk about it?
What's that?
How did she talk about it?
I mean, she thought it was. I mean, she thought it was a Humvee.
Oh right. So what you're saying,
I
Casey?
feel like everybody who owned this had that same attitude, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So what you're saying, Casey, is she was into Hummers, just not the kind you like.
Bingo. No, she liked those too. What?
Okay, now that we're a primetime show.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and tell Brad to edit that one out.
I don't know
All right.
I think all Hummer owners had a complex. There was an academic study done on H2 drivers that said they saw themselves as the center of a moral brand conflict and heroic and like Greek tragedy. It was the most ridiculous thing because when this was out, I mean, the whole world thought Hummers had driven up out of hell to destroy Earth. So,
Right. Yeah, just fuel inefficient, unnecessary.
Right.
Yeah, obnoxious.
So
and yellow.
my Hummer.
Were you on that comparison?
Go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Drew.
Okay.
Tony, were you on that comparison test?
Yeah, we went camping.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, we went camping. I slept in one of the cars on the second night. There were too many rats around.
Where did you go camping?
Was it Arizona or California?
Out in the desert. Boom.
There were rats in the desert?
Can you guys see that?
No introduction whatsoever.
1986 Toyota Cressida manual transmission. Now, this one is a swap. So they swap,
Wait,
but you could get these with a manual. You could get these with a manual.
What they swap
No.
it to? What's W?
No.
yeah,
What's wrong?
it's a swap.
It is a swap,
Not
but
factory.
you could get this from the factory this way. So I think it's
Yeah, but this
okay.
isn't
I
it.
think we should allow it.
Yeah, you couldn't get that one from the factory.
Look at that. They put in that like Recaro imitation seat.
What is
What's going on with that rear passenger door?
Yeah, it's like missing its like insides.
Where?
the door panel? Go on over.
Image 14.
Maybe
You
they
don't have a
took that.
backup car. This
It's
doesn't count if it's a manual swap.
But the car was available with a
Yeah,
manual.
but this isn't that car.
It doesn't matter.
It matters to me.
Look, it's an original California car. It's got a blue plate.
Yeah.
I think
Okay, I know that you had picked this one to pander to Joey's.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Not
I didn't
on-
realize it was a manual swap. It makes me not like it.
It's got this Nardi wheel on it.
Also, that's not the factory shift knob.
Car, how do you know?
Or the factory cup holder.
That looks like a fact. That looks like it's the
What
other
is
shift
that?
knob.
come on, but that's not a factory shift lever.
I'm sure it is. It's
Not
from.
working.
It's from
No,
this car.
no Cressida. That's a fast.
Go to
and
that
furious
Acura
car.
Legend.
No
instead.
Cressida
Hang on.
had that in it. But now we have to go to the Googles.
Here's the Cressida manual.
Okay.
Okay.
0 to 60 in 9 seconds.
Jeez.
But that was pretty quick. I mean, this had the same engine as the
There's an
Supra.
interior shot. Can we see?
Yeah,
Can we
it's
see that the
just like a
shifter
Supra
boot doesn't
sedan.
fit like the car you found?
Hang on. There's no picture of the. I don't think there's. Wait, hang on.
Of course not.
I gotta navigate.
Who did this layout?
I'm getting this. This feels like Tony's Mercedes escapade last week. Is what this feels like.
No.
Actually, maybe it is the factory shift knob.
I'm telling you, it is. What else could it be?
It's just missing the boot.
That's as much as I can zoom in. There we go.
Oh, is that a sub boot that was in there?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
just
what you're
missing
saying?
the boot.
Okay. There was
I
an,
think it's legit. Do I pass? Do I pass muster?
I think that seat's legit.
You pass muster, but I don't like it.
Oh.
I can live with that. I think it's cool. It's lowered. Casey, Aaron Robinson had a manual transmission Cressida of this vintage too.
Of course he did.
There are 20.
When I was a kid, I had a VHS tape that was like a brochure for the 1989 Toyota Cressida.
Oh,
And
the
I'd
one that
watch it
followed.
every day, like over and over and over.
Where are all the headrests? Is this a movie car?
Yeah, it might have been in some movies, Casey. I don't know.
Pedigree.
It's got cheap tires on it, which is unfortunate. I always like to see nice tires on cars.
Westlake?
Yeah, not a great brand. I mean, if you want to go drifting, I guess you could burn these up on the cheap.
Yeah.
People
that's
do love these as drift cars.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's kind of boxy. It's kind of cool. 80s Radwood Toyota.
It's definitely Joey's aesthetic, but if it's
If
not,
the mirrors were on the
Too
fender.
modified.
I'm sure you could get the JDM mirrors and put them on the fenders.
So spend the same amount converting it back to stock.
All right, let us now judge Mr. Ramsey with the hunting Land Rover Discovery. I'm gonna give it
I
a
mean,
big thumbs
we can
up.
host the Pope and get deer for dinner.
Look at that sweet. Look at that sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did well. You did very well this week.
Jonathan, what was your favorite of the others?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, it was going to be Tony's Cressida till I realized it had work done. but,
But it's a combo that was available.
oh. So look, I'm gonna give him a participation trophy, but I got to go with actually Casey's Mazda 5 because that's fun, small. What's not to like?
Practical.
Yeah.
All right. Who went next? Mr. Caparella went next.
Oh well, I give that.
Lincoln
The
LS.
Lincoln. I'm giving you a sideways. Just in case-
Getrag, a sensational Getrag 5-speed man.
Thumbs down.
Sideways.
oh,
Oh, you went full thumbs down.
only because
Full thumb. I gave him a full thumb. I gave him a full thumb. I don't know.
I'm
There's
thinking
not.
of some-
I'm down here in Virginia right now. We have all these performance cars. None of them. Well, there's a few that are manuals, but there's not a lot. So maybe I'm feeling sentimental to any manual at the moment.
And Drew, what was your problem?
Yeah, Drew gave it a thumbs down.
Edition of the one he found was
Yeah,
bad.
it was not nice.
Oh my God.
Joey,
all
what
of,
did you
all of
like?
those air
Joey?
fresheners is a turn off for me.
I think the Mazda's my favorite too. It's
Whoa.
just like, the perfect size, very practical, still fun to drive, good price.
Blue plate Cressida manual all the way.
Hey, nobody listen. Tony, if you say the Mazda's your favorite, I'll say that the Cressida is my favorite.
There's some bartering going on here.
All right, Drew and his Hummer H3. I like the H3, but it's just not that unexpected. That's the thing.
How
You
is it
don't
not
think it's
unexpected?
unexpected? I think it's unexpected.
Yeah.
Do you see
Manual
manual
Hummer,
H3s running around?
H3.
I don't.
Yeah, but I
Well,
mean,
you
it's not
couldn't
that
find the fifth gear on the highway.
I would think like it's not that unusual that an off-road vehicle like that a Hummer would have a manual. Although it is I don't know.
Think about it this way: how many of them could they have even possibly sold to begin with?
Not very
This is,
many.
like,
I would
this
say.
is a Southeast special if I've ever seen one. And then on top of that, a manual. I'm saying it's got to be rare.
It's rare, but it's just not unexpected enough for me.
You're
So I'm
getting
giving-
on a technicality.
Wow.
I'm just anticipating some abuse on my car. That's all.
Well.
And what was your favorite, Drew?
I gotta go with the Mazda.
Whoa.
Everybody loves a mini minivan. Come on.
Yeah. A good driving minivan in good
Yeah.
condition? Yeah.
Well, I think when those came out, those were closer in size to like original Caravan than contemporary Caravan.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they were. Yeah, the original was pretty small.
Yeah.
All right. Cressida manual, Supra powertrain. Basically,
Wait, we're not going to go with Casey? We're not going to vote on Casey's?
Oh, we didn't. Oh, sorry. I thought we already
It's okay.
did. It's everyone's
Someone wants to
favorite.
ignore it.
I kind of did my
Trying
own
to
guessing,
Get it
picking
over
it up.
Okay, Casey. I'll give you.
I know I got 3 thumbs up. There we go.
Now it's just a matter of if yours is the favorite. I think it probably is. What was your favorite car, Casey?
I can't pick my own, but I was really gonna go with the Cressida, even though it's kind of outside the rules. But I kind of live outside the rules too on the show most of the time, so I gotta pass that around a little bit.
From
It was
rebel to
available.
rebel. Is that what?
I don't think I broke any rules. That car was available. It's a theoretical possibility. I just couldn't find one that didn't have a swap. And this guy wisely put it to the best configuration.
You didn't break the rules, but you didn't really meet the rules either.
That's a gray area. That's winning in Formula One.
Gray area. Yeah.
All right.
You're the one
Well,
that's
now you guys get to vote on my wonderful Cressida, which is a 4-door Supra, basically, with the Supra's engine and powertrain.
I'll give you a sideways.
You know what it did make me think of was the Maxima.
Yeah.
Now, I saw some good Maximas with manuals.
Yeah, me too. There was one with the final generation with the manual is like a 2006, and the person in the ad said they had special ordered it with the manual and the bucket rear seats. That must be rare.
the funky sunroof too.
Yeah, and the toaster sunroof.
All right, let's see. My favorite, I don't know. I'd say Joey's is the most unexpected, but Casey's is probably the best vehicle, but I guess I'll go with Casey. She gave me a thumbs up.
Unanimous. No better way to win over car and driver people than with the minivan.
Okay, so Casey, the way you get to celebrate this, monumentous win is by calling up and buying that.
I agree.
I wanted to get I would love to buy a Mazda 6. I could not convince my wife that a minivan is a good idea.
Or a Mazda 5, you mean?
Oh yeah, I said 6. Yeah, Mazda 5. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was looking for,
I could not convince you.
I was looking
Hold
for
on, I'm sorry. That line, you couldn't convince your wife a minivan was a good idea. I've never heard that line in my life.
You have a wife.
Oh yeah, I mean she is anti minivan.
Oh wow. Okay. Is that because of the stigma, like what she thinks minivans represent?
Yeah, she does not. I need to choose my words carefully.
If we need to wait till recording is stopped.
She does not know. No, I mean, no, she, I mean, she does not see she just,
He froze at a very opportune
not
Oh,
know
so
exactly
convenient.
that much management.
That was the most
Rose,
convenient
just as
freeze
you-
ever, Casey.
I guess
Oh.
we'll leave it at that.
There you go.
All right.
All
We'll
of
leave
you
it at
can
that.
finish.
Thanks, guys. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like. And if you want to leave in the comments some other interesting manuals that are unexpected, feel free to do so and we'll check it out. And we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.
There you go.